Good evening, I'm Roger, and welcome to NFL Trending, where we bring you the latest news, the biggest stories, and the most important debates shaping the National Football League. Tonight, we're digging into a headline that's sending shockwaves across Cleveland and beyond. Shedeur Sanders' admission about the NFL spotlight, just as Browns fans are turning against veteran quarterback Joe Flacco. The situation speaks volumes not only about the state of the Browns, but also about how quickly narratives shift in professional football. Let's break it all down. The Cleveland Browns came into this season with renewed optimism. After years of disappointment, it seemed like they had finally built a roster capable of making a real postseason run. A strong defense, anchored by superstar pass rusher Myles Garrett, gave fans hope that this was the year. But as every NFL fan knows, a team's success often hinges on quarterback play. And for the Browns, the quarterback story has taken yet another unexpected turn. Enter Joe Flacco, the former Super Bowl MVP, the grizzled veteran who once conquered January with the Baltimore Ravens. When the Browns signed him, fans weren't quite sure what to expect. Was this a desperation move, or could Flacco provide stability in an otherwise shaky quarterback situation? At first, there was excitement. Flacco's presence meant experience, leadership, and the potential for poise under pressure. But as the weeks unfolded, patience began to run thin. Browns fans, long known for their passion and their frustrations, have turned their criticism directly on Flacco. Mistimed throws, stalled drives, and costly turnovers have overshadowed moments of veteran savvy. Some argue that the game has simply passed him by, that his best days are behind him, and that Cleveland is wasting precious opportunities with a quarterback who can't keep up with the league's faster, more dynamic playmakers. The boos, the social media backlash, and the growing calls for change have been loud. And then came Shedeur Sanders' admission. Sanders, the rising star quarterback who's preparing to make the jump from college stardom to the NFL, recently spoke about the challenges of handling pressure, expectations, and the spotlight that comes with being a quarterback at the highest level. His words resonated deeply, not only with fans, but with players who understand the weight of the position. Sanders didn't shy away from admitting that the transition isn't easy, that the NFL demands perfection under scrutiny, and that one mistake can define you in the eyes of fans and critics alike. For Browns fans, those comments hit close to home. Here was a young quarterback, on the cusp of entering the league, openly acknowledging how brutal the environment can be. And in Cleveland, Flacco is living proof of that reality. The veteran quarterback, despite a decorated past, finds himself scrutinized, doubted, and even rejected by a fan base desperate for stability and success. Sanders' honesty shines a light on just how difficult it is to thrive in a league where patience is minimal and expectations are sky-high. The Browns' quarterback carousel has been one of the most unstable in recent NFL history. From first-round draft busts to high-profile trades that never panned out, Cleveland has cycled through names at a dizzying rate. And now, with Flacco in the spotlight, it feels like history is repeating itself. Fans want hope, they want a future, and many believe Flacco isn't the answer. But this isn't just about one quarterback. It's about the larger conversation surrounding Cleveland's future at the position. Could Shedeur Sanders be that answer down the road? Some fans are already dreaming about the possibility of the Browns pursuing a young quarterback like Sanders in the draft, someone who can provide both talent and long-term stability. Sanders' admission shows maturity and self-awareness, qualities that teams crave in a franchise leader. Of course, Shedeur Sanders isn't in Cleveland yet, but his words are echoing in the halls of NFL franchises that are searching for their quarterback of the future. And they serve as a reminder, no matter how talented, quarterbacks are human, and the weight of an entire city's hopes can crush even the strongest shoulders. For Flacco, the question now becomes, how does he respond? Veterans have been counted out before, only to rise to the occasion. Flacco has faced pressure in his career, and there's no doubt he understands what's at stake. But the margin for error is razor thin. The Browns' defense is championship caliber. Their running game, even with injuries, remains reliable. This team isn't far off. They just need consistent quarterback play to take the next step. And that's why Browns fans are growing restless. They see the potential, they feel the urgency, and they know that in the NFL, windows close quickly. A wasted year feels like a step backward, and patience is in short supply. Flacco may not be solely responsible for the Browns' struggles, but as the quarterback, he's the face of the frustration. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders' rise in college football continues to draw national attention. His performance at Colorado has already made him one of the most talked-about prospects in years. His arm talent, composure, and football IQ make him a potential first-round pick, and his marketability only adds to his appeal. Sanders understands the spotlight in ways few young players do, thanks in part to the influence of his father, Hall of Famer Deion Sanders. But as his recent admission shows, he's not blind to the challenges. He knows the NFL isn't just about talent, it's about resilience, adaptation, and mental toughness. The contrast is striking. A young quarterback preparing for the journey, openly acknowledging the challenges ahead, while a veteran quarterback in Cleveland is living those challenges in real time. It's a snapshot of the NFL's cycle. The young arrive with promise, the veterans fight to hold on, and fans demand results regardless of circumstance. As this story unfolds, the Browns must ask themselves some tough questions. Is Flacco the temporary answer, or is it time to turn the page? Should they consider drafting a quarterback, perhaps even someone like Shedeur Sanders, to finally stabilize the most important position in football? And how long will fans wait before their frustration boils over into something bigger? What's clear is that Sanders' candid words came at the perfect time. They remind us that the quarterback position is as much about mental strength as physical ability. They remind us that fans' expectations can sometimes overshadow reality. And they remind us that for every Joe Flacco facing boos in Cleveland, there's a Shedeur Sanders preparing for that very same challenge. The Browns' season isn't over yet, and neither is Flacco's story. Football is unpredictable, and redemption is always one good game away. But the larger conversation sparked by Sanders' admission is one that will linger. What does it really take to survive and thrive as a quarterback in the NFL? For Cleveland, the search for that answer continues. That's all for tonight's edition of NFL Trending. I'm Roger. Thanks for tuning in. Stay locked in for more updates, analysis, and trending stories across the NFL. Until next time, keep your eyes on the field and your mind on the game.